Why do you need a power of attorney? What does a power of attorney cost? Where do you get a power of attorney from? What does a power of attorney even mean? All this and more in this week's episode, number 56 of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. Now, welcome to this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes, where we're going to tell you everything you need to know about the power of attorney, what it is, why you may need it, and how to go about getting one. So what is a power of attorney? Now, the poder notarial, or the power of attorney, is your written authorization to allow another person to represent you in your absence in all legal matters and transactions. And that person is actually titled as your attorney. Now, when you authorise a third party to act on your behalf with a power of attorney, they can legally represent you up to the limits that are stipulated in the document itself. Now, why would you need one? Now, there are several reasons to use a power of attorney. Now, obviously, we're dealing primarily with real estate, so we're going to look at those examples. So, if you're buying a property and you're unable to be in Spain for the completion of the sale, then you can give your power of attorney, say, to your lawyer, who can complete the sale on your behalf without you needing to be here. Again, if you're selling and you're unable to be present, you can authorise the lawyer to do the same for you again, and they will handle the sale, the documentation, and the payments on your behalf without you having to be present. So what is a power of attorney? Well, depending on your circumstances, it can be virtually anything. You can have a very limited power of attorney where your attorney only has a very simple dedicated task to complete on your behalf. And you can have what we call an all-encompassing power of attorney. So let's say, for example, we've got some clients who only visit their property in Spain very infrequently, and their attorney controls all matters regarding to the property, from the payment of utilities to the payment of staff members, maintenance, taxes, everything. Now, it's important to remember that you decide on the level of responsibility of your attorney. That's your decision. And it's worth mentioning that with a power of attorney, you're giving your nominated attorney your authority. So it's vitally important that you appoint an honest and a reliable person to act upon your behalf. So where do you get the power of attorney from? Now, this will be done at your local notary. Now, in an earlier episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, we cover what the notary is, and there should be a link on the screen at the moment if you need this information. Now, what you need to do is you need to make an appointment at the notary, and I would advise you doing this with your attorney. You will need your passport and your NIE certificate, the original, as well as all the ID documents of the attorney themselves. Although we are using the term attorney in this video, your attorney doesn't actually need to be a lawyer. It can be a family member or a friend. However, it is worth mentioning that a lawyer has a contractual or legal obligation to you, and they may be better prepared and informed on legal matters pertaining to your power of attorney. And finally, obviously, how much does it cost? Now, as with any legal matter, the cost is calculated on a case-by-case basis. However, something in the region of about €250 is a ballpark figure that should prove accurate for you. Now, that concludes this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday. Hopefully you found it interesting. Our details should be on the screen at the moment, so please feel free to drop me a line if you've got any questions about buying or selling property here in Spain. And failing that, we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes.